What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to strategize, plan, schedule, and streamline your whole content creation process so that you are getting sales and growth with your marketing on social media. I want these exercises to give you exactly what it is you're looking for in as little time as possible. So let's jump right in here. What I want you to do is pull out a piece of paper or open up Microsoft Excel or a spreadsheet or anything that you have handy around you right now. And I'm going to teach you how to work backwards with your marketing strategy. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write what your revenue goals are for the year. And I really want to stress that you need to be realistic with it. I find so many people decide, okay, well, I'm going to make six figures this year and they haven't brought in a dime yet. I want you to be realistic with your marketing because while that may be possible, there are definitely people who can accomplish that. You have to understand, if you've never run a business before or you have never made a sale before yet with your business, then you have to go from zero to a millionaire mindset within a year, which is an incredible task. So if it's not realistic to something that you can actually keep up with, you're gonna feel doubtful, you're gonna feel bad about yourself, you're gonna think you're a failure, and all of it really stems from the fact that you were just unrealistic with your marketing goals, and none of that's true to begin with. So I wanna do something a little bit more realistic, and I want to say that, let's say this is a brand new business, and we want to make $60,000 a year. Now, based on the services you sell or the products you sell, how many customers do you realistically have to reach in order to get that goal? And I want you to make that the second step. And then I want you, for the third step, to write down the cost of what that product or service needs to be in order to sell to that many customers and then to make your goal profit. Next, I want you to reverse engineer what needs to happen in order for a sale to occur. So for most of us, it has to do with a checkout on a website. So we're gonna make our next step here a purchase. And what needs to happen before a purchase can occur? Usually people have to put in their payment information. And before that, they usually need to initiate a checkout. And before they can initiate a checkout, they have to add your product to cart. Before they can add any products to cart, obviously they need to actually go and look at the products on the product pages. And before that they can view the product pages, they need to actually enter your website itself. Now, how are they visiting your website? And this is where you need to start selecting which strategies are going to make sense for your business. So if you are a niche business, then usually Google search is your best bet in terms of conversions and website traffic and all of this. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I'm going to run a Google ad, or maybe I'm going to invest a little bit more into my SEO so that my search rankings are appearing higher. Maybe I want to start building a blog so that when people are searching for products and services, then my website is by default showing up. So this is where it can vary significantly for your business, but I'm gonna keep this really simple and I'm gonna say that they clicked on an ad. Now, in order to click on an ad, they need to engage in an ad. They need to be interested in it. They need to stop scrolling. They need to maybe comment or like it. They need to actually physically read what's on the ad. Now, if you are a little bit more experienced with your marketing, you know that there are drop-off points at every single step we just listed out in the buyer process. And so what I want you to do now is list all the common objections people may have that cause them to drop off. So for example, maybe people don't proceed to checkout because the price of your products are too high for them. And in order to minimize this objection, you might have a 20% off your first purchase or something that's going to help alleviate that objective and remove it as an excuse to not proceed with the sale. In order to engage with your ad, well, now you're trying to implement your ad strategy, which needs to engage, it needs to entertain, and it needs to interrupt them. And so this gets more into your ad strategy and the type of content you're putting out. But what I want you to do is go through every single step, and then I want you to take this piece of paper and I want you to go to all of your friends and family members, and I want you to ask them what objections do they see that would maybe prevent them from wanting to buy from you as well. Now you might be wondering, what in the heck does this have to do with content creation? Well, if you look at the bottom piece of paper, you are going to notice that this whole chain of events starts with your ads. And the best way to figure out which ads are going to perform well is actually through your content, because that is the first point of contact people usually have before visiting your website if you're choosing to market your business through social media. And this means that we want to make sure that your content is already defeating objections, it's already priming your audience to buy, and it's making the transaction process smoother, and it's actually enticing people to go visit your website. And this is where a lot of people tend to fall short on their social media marketing, because they don't actually create content that is doing any of that for them. And on top of it, they're not entertaining or engaging their audience, and they're not building an audience because nobody's interested in sticking around to see what they have to offer. So if you are somebody putting a bunch of sales promotions or buy now or discounts or anything like that on your social media marketing page, you're likely to see low growth and little to no sales from that. And so this is a very common problem. I am more surprised to not see people doing this than I am to see people doing this. So don't feel bad. I'm going to show you exactly how to fix this. So that sheet of paper is actually the start of your whole entire marketing strategy. In this video, I'm not going to cover how to create high-performing ads or how to develop your ad marketing strategy or your website design strategy or any of that. If you're interested in that information, please visit my free marketing membership, where I give you videos just like this and I show you exactly how to accomplish that. So if you're interested in signing up for that, I'll leave the link in the description box below. But let's get started onto your actual content strategy now. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna create a content idea generator. And basically what this is gonna do is it's gonna develop your content pillars for you. So the first thing I want you to do is create a table on a sheet of paper or open up Excel. Personally, I like to set this up in Excel, but do whatever works best for you. And what you're gonna do is you're going to list all of your unique selling propositions in the first column. So let's say price is a unique selling proposition for you. Let's say that atmosphere is a unique selling proposition for you. And then let's say how the actual product or service is made is also a unique selling proposition for you. So I'm assuming this is a local coffee shop example. And I'm assuming as well that their unique selling propositions are centered around their price, atmosphere, and how it's made. So in the second column, what you're gonna do is you're actually going to list out any myths that people might have about your business. You're going to list out any mistakes you think people may have about your business. And then you're going to list out any limiting beliefs they may have. And then you're going to list out any tips you may have for them. And then you're also going to list out any social proof you have to offer. And then you're also going to list out any objections. And so you're going to do this for every single unique selling proposition you have. And like I said, this is going to start formulating the structure of your content pillars for you. The next thing you want to do is come up with ideas that are related to all the myths, mistakes, limiting beliefs, tips, social proof, and objections that you came up with. So for example, let's say a myth is that specialty drinks need to cost a lot of money. You know, if we think of Starbucks, they offer tons of specialty drinks, but they're also $5 a drink. And so that is quite pricey. And that's part of Starbucks's business model. So let's say that you wanted to create specialty drinks that were really good and on par with something that Starbucks offers, but let's say that you're only charging people $2.50 for their drink. Then the assumption that specialty drinks are expensive is actually a myth about your company, and so you want to create content that's going to defeat that objection. Maybe a limiting belief somebody has is that because you charge lower prices, then your coffee's not going to taste as good, and so it's not worth their time to go in. This is when creating social proof through the form of testimonials or happy customers or showing how your drink is made and how fancy and beautiful it is, those are all going to be pieces of content that eliminate this limiting belief. And so you're going to fill up this table with as many ideas as you can, and this is going to be your go-to sheet when it comes to actually creating your content. The really nice thing about this is you can get months worth of content ideas from it, but you only have to spend an hour or two creating it one time. And so this is really really going to streamline your process. Next, you are going to go into a free drag and drop software called CANVA, and you are going to create branded templates for your content. The type of branded templates you create is going to vary significantly on what your business is and what your content ideas were. For example, for me, charts, diagrams, pie charts, bar graphs, different things like that tend to be quite useful for my business, but it's going to look different depending on what your business is. If you are somebody who is a coach or sells a service and you need to educate your audience, then I would suggest you follow the same type of content templates that I personally use for my business, because they should be quite similar for you. But if you sell a product-based business, then your content's likely to look slightly different. But the point in doing this is to make sure that your website or your social media handle or your logo or all three are always on every single piece of content that you promote. And this is going to help protect your content from being stolen by other accounts. And it is also going to make sure that if you are sharing your content, then it is advertising your business for you as well. Another reason why this is a really great idea is because if you are, let's say, a product-based business, then you're only responsible for taking nice photos of your content, and then you're just uploading those images into Canva, you're dropping them onto the software, and then you can just hit download and you're done. So it really can streamline the amount of time you are spending on your content creation process. For example, with my business, because I already have my diagrams and charts set up with my social media handles, I already have my quote templates already created. All I'm responsible for is coming up with quotes and inputting the information. I'm not recreating this stuff every single time that I need to create content, and so it really streamlines your process in the long term. The next thing you're gonna do is create a free account on a software called AIRTABLE. You can also do this in Excel as well. It's just, I find this a lot easier to navigate than Excel is, especially if you're not as confident with Excel. But basically what you're gonna do is you're going to create a spreadsheet. And so I'm recording this video in December. I haven't quite finished my January 2022 posts yet, so this is very bare bones looking. But what you're gonna do is you're going to input your content ideas in the first column here. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to add another column for caption and hashtag. So to add columns, you're just gonna hit this little plus sign here. And then let's say I wanted to recreate a caption and hashtag column. So I would just type in my field name. And then you'll notice that you can link to another record. You can add a single line of text, long text, attachment, checkbox, simple select, single select, and a ton of other things. And so caption and hashtags tend to be long text, so you would click on that. And I like to enable rich text formatting. This just allows you to bold and underline different things, and it gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of bullet points and different formatting options as well. So I like to just click that. But anyway, then you're gonna hit create fields, and then you can just drag and drop these wherever you want them to go. The next thing I like to do is, for my business in particular, I like to list the content type. So I do quotes, I do carousel posts, and I tend to do infographics. So I like to spread these out just to make sure that I'm not boring people with the same type of content 6 days in a row. And so I like to list out the content type, and then when I'm organizing the date on when that type of content is supposed to go out, then I rearrange these however is going to look best in my feed. That's something that's very particular to me and what I do, so you don't have to do the same thing if you're not that picky about it. But anyway, then you also want to have an attachment section. So once again, you would just hit the plus button, and then you would go down and you would click attachment and then save, and then it would create this for you. So then you can literally just drag and drop your post from Canva into the appropriate slot. The next thing I like to do, and this is more important for clients of mine than it is for me, but what I like to do is list the status of that content. So if you were a client of mine, then I usually have it as to do, in progress, done. And then if you were a client, then there would be an option to review. And basically the reason for this is because I always send these about 2 weeks in advance to the posting date for clients to look over to make sure that the captions are okay, the posts are okay, and this allows some flexibility. If something is not properly done, then there is the opportunity to fix it and change it before that piece of content is going out and actually being posted. And so this usually isn't a big deal, but if clients have different ideas or something else that they want to add in, then they can either say it's reviewed, and then I usually have a notes section here as well, and they can type in any changes that they want made if they need them made. And so this just allows clients a little bit more flexibility over what type of content's being posted, how it's going to look, and if the branding is on point, then clients can have the opportunity to make those changes. And so if you're doing your posting yourself, then you wouldn't need to do any of that, and that's totally okay. So I don't really have that on this one because this is for my actual posts themselves, so I obviously don't need to send that off to get reviewed by anybody. So having a status bar though can still be helpful because it lets you know, okay, I still need to do this, or it's in progress, or it's done and it's ready to be scheduled. So you can set that up however you want. And for this one, it is set up as a single select. If you wanted to go ahead and add a date, then we would go and type in date, and then we would just scroll down and we would select date. This is also really helpful if you're wanting to keep track of your leads. Obviously you would change the software and the columns would look different, but it can be really good for keeping track of any leads and DMs that you are getting online as well. But this is how you're going to organize your content. So you're going to create the graphics in Canva, you're going to upload them on here, you're going to input all of your content ideas, and then you're going to also input any applicable captions and hashtags for that piece of content. When you set up your content this way, it is very realistic to get a whole month's worth of content done in as little as 3 days. So on the first day, what you're going to do is set up your content generator if you don't already have one done, and then you're also going to create all of your content ideas for the month. The second day, you are going to create all of your captions and hashtags around that content idea piece, and on the third day, you are actually going to create the graphics for that content. And then the next step is to schedule and automate this process so that you can set it up at the beginning of the month, and then you don't have to worry about it again until the following month. This is really going to streamline your processes so that you can focus on more profitable activities like getting sales. After you have finished creating your captions and hashtags in Airtable, I want you to log into your auto publisher tool. So I personally use Later, and what you're going to do is you're going to upload your posts from Canva into Later, and they're all going to show up here. And what's really great about this is you can literally just take these posts and drag them into the appropriate time slot that you want your post to show up. So for me, the best time for me to post is 9 a.m. So that's where I organize my posts. And you're going to be able to take your caption and your hashtags from Airtable and copy and paste them directly into Later as well. And then if you are on a paid account, you can add your captions in the first comment automatically. You do have to be on a paid account in Later in order to have this feature though. And once you're done, you're just gonna click save. Once you have all of your content scheduled into Later, you're done. You can forget about it until the following month. I really hope this video helps you. If you are looking for more detailed information on how to organize your marketing and come up with your strategy, and also specifically for your Facebook ad strategies, then please consider joining my free marketing membership. It's completely free. I don't ask you for anything. It is just a more organized way of consuming your marketing because I walk you through what you should start with and what you should end with, when you should start investing in scalable marketing strategies, and a ton of different things like that. With that said though, please like and share this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will see you next time. Bye.